Any questions? Perhaps just explain to us, if you wouldn't mind, sort of the troubles that you did encounter with the process.
Well, as you just heard I'm sorry, Jim's report, the presentation that he's going to be making to Minister Foran this afternoon, there is a number of concerns, and one of them, the main issue, is that there is no legal standing at a coroner's inquest for any interested parties involved. So chances are likely that it's going to be a really unfair process. You have government employees, Crown prosecutors, who will be interviewing witnesses who are also government employees under the Department of Education. So it creates a real imbalance of power, because it appears that government employees seem to support other government employees, so they don't really like to get them in trouble.
So you were, I assume, dissatisfied with the outcome of the inquiry?
Well, I was totally dissatisfied, because throughout the whole process, the Crown prosecutors were leading the witness in their testimony, influencing the responses to the questions that they asked them, and they also influenced jury decision-making by saying things to the jury, well, you didn't see anything happen there, or, you know, that, or, well, there's no real evidence to support this. But meanwhile, the jury should be the ones making those decisions, and not the Crown prosecutor influencing the jury. Another problem was the amount of evidence. The Crown prosecutor had a whole file box filled with evidence from doctors and hospitals and ambulance and detox centers and mental health. But in the end, the evidence that was provided to the jury was only 2 small folders. So it was only maybe 10% of the actual evidence that was available was given to the jury for them to make their decisions and their recommendations on.
So the system as it stands now, would you say that it fails to give the jury a full picture of what actually happened?
Well, it can, because they have complete control of the whole process. I wasn't a lawyer, and nor could I afford a lawyer at the time either. So only from using my own common sense and perception was I able to even determine that he was leading the witness in testimony and influencing their answers.
In your sister's case, when the inquiry was done and the recommendations were made, what happened to those? Were any of those implemented? Anything been done since?
Actually, right after the inquest, I got in touch with the coroner's office to request a copy of the transcript of the coroner's inquest. The coroner's inquest took place April 21st last year, and I still don't have a copy of the transcript. So I just recently received a letter from Greg Forresthill, who's the acting chief coroner right now, letting me know that within a couple of weeks I should have a copy. So it appears as though it'll be by the anniversary of the inquest that I'll actually have a copy of the transcript. Of the 9 recommendations that the jury came up with, it's nearly a year later, as far as I know, not one of them have been put into effect.